Have you ever been so sure about something, crystal clear in your mind, only to have everyone around you tell you you're crazy? Well, today, we're going to dig into a really powerful story about exactly that, about overcoming that fire of disbelief and finding your own strength when you're the only one who sees what's coming.
Okay, let's just start with this quote because, wow, it gets right to the heart of the whole thing, doesn't it? Imagine trying to warn people about a coming disaster and instead of listening, they blame you for it. That's the trap our hero falls into, the ultimate curse of being the one who sees the truth.
All right, so let's meet our main character. His name is Kaelen. But in his village, Oakhaven, they have a different name for him, the Cinder-Eyed. Yeah, not exactly a term of endearment. He's an outcast because he has this gift, except it feels a lot more like a curse. He sees the future, and what he sees is always, always fire. Now, this is what makes his situation so tough. We're not talking about some hazy, maybe this will happen kind of dream. Nope. Kaelen's visions are like high-definition movies. He sees the exact spark, the specific direction of the wind, all the data, and it's this brutal clarity that completely isolates him because it's a truth so detailed and terrifying that his community just can't, or maybe won't, deal with it.
And this is where it all comes to a head. Kaelen gets his most vivid, most terrifying vision yet, the absolute destruction of his home. He's been silent for years, but he knows he can't be anymore. He has to speak up, even though he's pretty sure it's just going to make things a whole lot worse for him.
And this slide just lays out the whole tragedy perfectly. Look, on the left, you see what Kaelen was actually offering them. It was data, hard facts, the location of the spark, the direction of the wind. But then look at the right. Look at what they heard. They heard a curse. They twisted his facts into an attack, thinking he wanted this to happen. They didn't hear a warning. They heard a threat. It's just a total breakdown in communication. And here you have it, the voice of that resistance, all wrapped up in one person, Boren, the village elder. This one sentence says it all, right? It's the dismissal of data because of the source. It's choosing tradition over an uncomfortable truth. It's basically a giant wall of, we don't want to hear it. So, when you get rejected by your entire world, what happens? Well, the fight turns inward. That fire of disbelief from the outside, it sparks a much, much more dangerous fire on the inside, the fire of self-doubt.
And this is the question that just starts to eat away at him. You know, when every single person you know tells you you're wrong, you can't help but start to wonder, are they right? Is this vision of mine just a delusion? And that's the real danger of self-doubt. It tries to burn away your confidence until there's absolutely nothing left.
But, and this is the big turning point in the story, Kaelen doesn't let that doubt win. He remembers something his grandmother taught him, a technique to get a grip, to find some solid ground when his mind is a total storm. He calls it the anchor, and it's a pretty simple but powerful idea. It's about pulling your mind out of that chaotic future you're worried about and planting it firmly in what's real, right here, right now. Because before you can command the future, you have to be in command of the present. So how does he do it? It's basically a three-step process. First, he just lets himself feel the fear and the shame, but he doesn't judge it, he just observes it. Step 2, he creates a little distance from that emotion. And then step 3, this is the key, he reconnects with the evidence. He goes back to the facts, the data of his vision, the dry grass, the speed of the wind. Those aren't feelings, they're facts. And going through this process leads him to this huge realization. He can't control what the villagers think. He can't control the elders' stubbornness. All of that is totally outside of his control. But his own actions, his own choices, that he can control. So he just stops trying to convince them and starts to prepare. And then, of course, the fire comes, exactly as he saw it. The village is destroyed. But in the middle of all that chaos and devastation, Kaelen isn't broken. He's forged. It's like the fire burned away all the noise, all the doubt, and left behind this solid, unbreakable core of who he is. And this, right here, is the real lesson. His ultimate victory wasn't getting to say, "I told you so." He didn't even need their validation anymore. The real prize was the deep, internal, unshakable knowledge that his own compass, his own perception of reality was true, no matter what anyone else thought. And you can literally see the result of that internal shift right here. On the left, the old village was built on tradition and run by fear, with all the power in one place. But look at the new village they build. It's founded on truth. Its mindset is foresight. And the power? It's distributed. Kaelen doesn't become their new king. He teaches everyone how to see for themselves. He empowers them.
Okay, so this is a great story, but what does it actually mean for us, right now, in our own lives? Let's take Kaelen's whole journey and boil it down into a practical guide for any of us who are facing our own fires of disbelief.
So here are the 5 big takeaways. First, find your anchor. Just like Kaelen did, ground yourself in the evidence, in the now. Second, know your control. Stop worrying about what other people think and focus only on what you can actually do. Third, define your why. Have an internal purpose that's so strong no criticism can touch it. 4, master your narrative. Reframe your setbacks. They're not failures. They're learning opportunities. You're being forged, not just burned. And finally, number 5, be a catalyst. Don't try to get followers. Try to empower other people to find their own vision.
So I want to leave you with this last thought. Those fires you're facing in your life, the doubt from others, the doubt from yourself, maybe they're not there to destroy you. Maybe they're there to purify you, to burn away everything that isn't essential. So the real question is, when the smoke finally clears from your own personal fire, what unshakable truth about yourself is going to be left standing?